It's like, for me, I will say, with regards to footstooling, this is something that I was trash at for a very long time. And I know, but guess what? I did it anyways. And I SD'd all the time. But I want to, as a player, I want to be able to do it. Or I can do it now. I can basically footstool anybody with almost any character. I've footstooled people with Little Mac, with Bowser, with DK, with Pikachu, with Falco, with all kinds of characters, right? And they weren't letting me do it. Say, oh, I have an opportunity to do this. I don't even care what character I am. I know how to do this, so I would just do it. But like I said, at the time or before, I would fail horrendously trying to do this. It didn't really matter what character I used because it was me as a player messing it up. So whether you're trying to, let's say, do a falling up air combo, or you're trying to like do a shield break pressure setup with like floats and back airs and like a peach or a turn up Z drop or something crazy, don't think to yourself, oh, this will never work. Or I can't get it once on this person. They're obviously a god, and now I can't do this. You gotta just try it, right? You see, I could say, I'll point to a player like Tilde as well too, where he has all kinds of crazy setups, but they're not crazy to him anymore. He's done them so many times that it's not even impressive. He doesn't clip it, he doesn't care. It's like, okay, this is how I play now. But it's because he's also failed at it so many times. That's any top player.
Right.
I could say you don't always have to do this in a tournament, but if you were to play, like let's say, and I'm going to give you a role after this so you can play with the other students. If you were to play and fish for a particular combo or setup, it doesn't even matter if they know what you're trying to do. You're trying to do it for yourself. Even if you do it in a set or in a game where you end up losing the game anyways, it's like, yo, I got the thing though, so who cares? Because in the future, let's say you play against somebody else, you have that XP under your belt to say, okay, now I don't have to fail this falling up air or this footstool setup or this recatch Z drop insane combo. I don't have to fail it 100 times. Now that I'm fighting somebody else, I can just do it.
Yeah, I guess so. This was my approach in bracket for, I guess, like a greater part of like maybe 6 months. And yeah, I guess after like sort of a long streak of not doing so great, one of my friends in the scene, who I guess is like, I would argue is like a top player in the scene, at least in our region, that's when like she told me like maybe you should consider switching your mindset, like focusing more on trying to win and like not fishing so much. And it kind of didn't change so much.
I
So
wouldn't
I guess
do
I sort
that.
of like building on this. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say I wouldn't do that. That advice is not wrong, but it's also not good if you're playing a character that thrives off of tech skill.
Okay.
You have to learn your combos if you're gonna play a character like Peach, because it's the same thing I've talked about it. Like if you want to play Sheik, or if you want to play Fox, you want to play Pikachu, or you want to play Falco, or any character like that has combos. If you play the character and you're not confident in your combos or your setups or your kill confirms or anything, you're now playing a low tier character that is basically relying on dash attacks, fairs, and like positional throws, and that's basically it. Which means your character is borderline low tier.
Right.
Because there are characters that can play like that who are top tier, like Lucina, right? Forward tilt, forward air, nair, dash, well, not dash attack for her, dancing blade, like just simple stuff, and the character actually does quite well with those things. And I'm not saying you play that simply, but if you're playing in the with a character like Peach and you think, oh, I'll just grind with the intent to win, it's like that's also the number one way to play tremendously slow and never have the confidence to push the pace of the game, because you're always thinking to yourself, okay, well, if they hit me once it's 60, if I hit them once it's 14, so now I have to sweat like crazy to make sure I never get hit, and when I hit them it's almost not even worth it.
Right.
Versus knowing your combos and saying, if I down tilt you once, you could literally die because you're that
Right.
cracked. But you're never going to get that cracked by not fishing, but that's not really the right word for this, but not trying to go for these things, I should say. If you have one combo and you want to grind it out, that's a training room thing, right? Get it under your hands so you know so you have the muscle memory. But then when you're playing it in a real game, you can go for that combo, but you should have a couple other combos, like a repertoire of different combos you can go for, and then say, okay, I'm going to try for this like combo at 0. If I can't get it, it's okay. I have a combo at 25. I have a combo at 30. I have a combo at 60. So you can still practice those things. You're gonna have lots of chances, especially in friendlies, and they have 3 stocks per game, so lots of different chances to have someone at 0. And it's more organic because it's actually fighting someone versus the CPU. And fish for those things. Genuinely. Like if I'm trying to do like crazy up tilt stuff like IDJ, like when I was learning the active hop for Falco, all I did was fish for that combo. That's it. Because I wanted to learn it. It's more important than winning. And then in the future, once you have your combos down, now you can worry about winning because you're an actual menace. say, oh, they messed up, grab combo and to put them onto a platform and to knock them off the platform with like back air, low percent into a pratfall into some crazy down tilt combo, and you're just actually insane. But if you've never done that ever before, because you're more worried about not getting hit and not getting like pranked off stage or gimped or getting like rushed down and comboed or losing the game, that's how you freeze up and you hit that glass ceiling, because it's like, okay, I just don't want to die. That's all I'm trying to do is not die, versus saying, and you don't have to style on them. Same thing for me, when I play against someone, I don't ever try to style on them like for real. Sometimes I'll do things that are stylish, but I'm not doing it for the sake of just doing it. It's like, I've practiced this combo, or I want to get this footstool because if I get this on the top platform and you go for a get up attack, I can down air back air you and you'll just die. Or I can go for a shield and then grab you and up throw up air at 80 and you're dead. It looked sick, but it was also optimal because I've practiced it tons and messed it up tons. Hopefully the wheels are turning a little bit for you.
I guess I'm sort of in a mixed bag. Like, yeah, I guess like, I'm sort of thankful in my scene to be surrounded by a lot of really good players at a lot of levels. Like everyone has been stuck at one of the plateaus to sort of help me get out of the rut. But yeah, I guess like I almost feel like the issue that I have is like so basic that it's hard to pinpoint. Even when I was playing someone like Marth, it wasn't even dropping combos. It sort of felt like I'm not even like swinging the right move when I want to. Like the wrong move comes out. Like it's very sort of sad executional failures. And I think the part that I've been struggling with a lot too is like knowing when I need to change something up. Because I feel like I've been trying like with the friendlies and like even in bracket, like sort of fishing for things I've been working on. Like that was my mentality for the greater part of like a few months. And I think I sort of hit a point where I was so discouraged by the fact that like not only was I losing the matches, but I wasn't even getting the things I was fishing for, even when I knew I could do it in friendlies. And like I would see certain situations I've seen before and I know that it would work there. Yeah.
I can say with that, that's also when you're in that magical moment of being able to do the combo and it's like, okay, they finally fell for it, or I finally got the thing, or I finally got this down tilt at 0, whatever, and it's like, okay, now I have to do this perfectly, and then your mind blanks like, okay, well, I didn't actually think I'd get this opportunity ever, and now it's like, here you go, and you weren't ready. That once again comes with experience. And I want to just say, this is reminding me of when I was learning how to play guitar, because I used to ask people all the time, how do you solo? How do you get fast at soloing? And here's the thing, these are people that have been playing for 9 years or 12 years or whatever. These guys were grandmaster, godlike guitar players. And they gave me some of the worst advice in the world with regards to getting better at playing. Because they would say, I don't know, I just do it. You just learn, you learn the scale and you just play. So that's not true. That's not true. You have to get a metronome, learn the scale, and play to a click track or a metronome for hours or days or years to get the speed and dexterity and the accuracy to play a scale up and down and then not even think like how they're playing. It's like you didn't play like this. You didn't play like a 12-year veteran player in like playing guitar when you were playing in your first year. That's just a lie. You're lying to me. Like, I know you got lessons or you did this thing on the computer or used a click track. So same thing, if like a top player tells you, oh, like you just want to get better, then just focus on winning. It's like, well, but you didn't do that. You know, like you can't look up to someone and try and emulate how they behave without being the same person as well. How did PewDiePie get 100 million subs on YouTube? Oh, he just put out videos. No, he put out videos in 2006 when there's an entirely different world or ecosystem on YouTube, and the quality of the video could be much worse. Now you have to put out basically movies on YouTube if you want to have a chance. So you can't just follow his footsteps and be like, oh yeah, 100 million, we're chilling. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I think this is something that I definitely feel like I understand. So I think music is sort of a good analogy because, yeah, the year I was playing my instrument, like I went from my teacher telling me to quit and I had no chance of anything happening to being accepted to every music school I applied to by the end of that year.
Yeah, your
so
teacher's a hoe, bro. What the hell?
Yeah.
There's no shot. Oh my God.
But yeah, I think there's like a lot of activities that I've done in my life where I know how much time and effort goes into it. And I guess like there's always a better way to practice. And I think the reason why Smash has been so discouraging especially has been, I guess like seeing, I guess like there's like a group of O2ers who joined the scene at the same time, and like we all helped each other. And I sort of felt like there are some of them who go 2-2 now or 3-2, and they've come to me and said like, you give some of the best advice. Like, thank you for helping me get out of the rut. Yeah, like I'm still sort of the only one among that group that's still sort of struggling to even get that first win.
Who do they play?
I can't figure out. Oh, sorry.
Who do they play as?
I mean, Fighter Pass 2. which I'm sure is part of it as well.
Steve, not like this. You're trolling. We unfortunately we do have to wrap this up. I have another guy waiting for me right now for our next session,
Right.
but I can still say, like, if you have friends that are playing, let's say, characters that are less technical than Peach, which is almost every character in the entire roster, and they're having success, like I said before, and it's not even like a shot at you as a human being. It's just the truth about the game. Where if someone else has to have the same objective as you, but they have a way easier toolkit, it's just not fair. For you to be just as good as someone who is, let's say, going 2-2, as a player, you have to be easily twice as good as them because your character is twice as hard to have the same results.